Okay, you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you made it to today's show, this will be one for the archives. Bill Maher's Pizza Man movie. Now, we decoded this back in 2018, but I had to remove it to save the channel. Now, I looked around. Other people have decoded this film more, like after we decoded it. But you guys, what I found, you're not even going to believe. So here we go again. The 1991 film called Pizza Man, in which Trump appears. Of course, it's an actor. It's not really Trump, but it's a person impersonating Trump. Now, here's what's crazy. In 1991, when this film came out, Trump was 45 years old, or 1,660 or 16,611 days. And of course, this is a palindrome. When you flip this upside down, you invert it, it is 1991. The movie centers around Trump. And as you're going to see, he is the final pizza man at the end of the film. Now, we all know what pizza means, but I'm going to prove that this film is all about the traffic. Epstein even appears in the film. Reagan, Trump, and several other politicians. 1991, this was 25 years before Trump's first presidency, yet you're going to see him essentially depicted as a president. Now, let me give you the breakdown of this, and I've got these clips slowed down a little bit so you can understand what they're saying. I've had some critiques about my presentations, and some of you are getting a little bit confused. So I'm going to try to slow down a little bit more so you can absorb this information and understand what I'm presenting to you and the gravity of this, because it almost appears as though these people are following a very, very specific script. And it's both sides of the aisle. There are people pretending to be one thing, pretending to be a Democrat, but they're really a conservative, and vice versa. And even all of that is depicted in this film. Now, this film, I believe, went straight to video. I don't even think this was in the theaters, so it was very difficult to find this. But let's go ahead and get started, you guys. This is literally insane. There's also a Vance connection, which, okay, I'm just going to present this to you because I can't even stand it anymore. Let's get started. So Maher is an LA pizza delivery driver for a place called Vance's. Now, this is weird because Wikipedia says Vance, not Vince. Vance's. And this was supposedly directed by a guy named J.D. Athens. So we have J.D. Vance, which of course is Trump's vice president. But when this was changed, and we'll cover this a little bit later in the decode, when this name was changed was all the way back during the pandemic, long before anybody was talking about J.D. Vance. Now, Maher's, the whole film opens with Maher's delivering a pizza. This is him here. He's wearing an orange hat. And let's get started.
I've seen both sides. I'm Elmo Bun, Pizza Man.
Now, again, I've got these slowed down so you can hear this. That's why he sounds funny.
After dark, your next door neighbor might shoot you in the back with an assault rifle just to hear the pop.
Now, I don't know if there were assault rifles back in LA in 1991. I'm trying to remember when Columbine happened, but this is weird, right? Let's keep watching. This is the kid. And he, in real life, shares Trump's mother's birthday. And already, you can't make this up. There it is, Sam Pancake, born May 10th. That's Trump's mother's birthday. The woman who plays the dame, which you're going to see in a minute, she was born on the eve of the 5th of November, suggesting some kind of, that's the time travel date, the portal date. And Bill Maher, the star of the show, his birthday is Inauguration Day, January 20th. Bill Maher then goes to deliver the pizza at a mob boss's hideout, which is full of top secret army crates. And he opens up one of these crates and it's full of gold bars. Let's keep watching here.
Gold.
Now, like I said, this film has Trump written all over it. Let's keep watching.
24 karat, pure.
How do you know?
Here's your hat. What's your hurry?
Murder?
I want to be a winner, Elmo. I'm tired of backing losers. I'm changing over to the Republican Party. I'm changing over to the Republican Party.
Now this is Geraldine Ferraro. Now, apologies for the sound. This was the only copy that I could find of this. Of course, it was done in '91. Sound quality was horrible back then. Geraldine Ferraro, Ronald Reagan. You just heard his voice, and she's joking about flip-flopping parties. Politicians with no real values.
That means I've got to kill, steal, and lie. All the better.
Then Michael Dukakis makes an appearance. The dull, bloodless technocrat is all happening now.
Now be honest with me, Elmo. Do I seem like a dull, bloodless technocrat to you?
Not at all.
A dull, bloodless technocrat. That's what they called me, Elmo. A dull, bloodless technocrat.
Now, here's where things get crazy, because the whole movie, Bill Maher, who plays Elmo, he's looking for his fare, what he's owed for this pizza. $15.23. Now, I had to go through and count, because I couldn't find the script for this film, how many times they said $15.23 in the movie, and it was 23 times. I don't know what the significance of that is, but other than 23 cents was what he was owed, and it appeared 23 times. Now, at this point, Vince, the owner of Vince's Pizza, dies in an explosion after the pizza sausage was laced with explosives. That was like sabotage. And it was at this point that I realized during my decode that they got the actor's name wrong. Vince is Vance.
Elmo, if you purchase firearms in there, that's your right as a citizen. But, I gotta go on the record as a strong supporter of gun controls.
There's gun control.
The world economic power. We control.
There's the World Economic Forum. They call it the World Economic Power. Now, let's go down this Vince Vance matrix. This is insane, you guys. Now, the giveaway would be when they changed it from Vince, as you see here, to Vance, as you see here. And I found exactly in the edit history when this was changed, because this would be the dead giveaway, right? We were not introduced to Vance until 2024. I mean, am I right or wrong? no one knew that Vance was going to be Trump's vice president until sometime in 2024. Maybe it could have been late 2023, but looking at these edits is the dead giveaway. What am I talking about? Well, check this out, and I hope you're sitting down for this one, because Wikipedia said Vince all the way up until, are you ready? May of 2020. And it was at this time, May 2020. Remember, we were in the middle of the pandemic. And all of a sudden, you'd go to October 2020, just before the vaccine came out, and it got changed to Vance, as you see here. Now, you can look all this up on Wikipedia. The edit history doesn't lie, right? So, what was Vance doing stumbling around the Trump presidency? Remember, Vance is connected to Palantir. He's the Palantir inside man. He's probably Trump's advisor on Palantir. Palantir gave Vance $15 million for a Senate campaign. Vance worked for Peter Thiel, who totes around Blood Boys. So, whoever edited this to say Vance knew something all the way back in 2020. Now watch this. Because the editor who edited it to say Vance no longer exists. His name is Ahmad Tahanafi. And there are no other contributions anywhere on Wikipedia. It's like somebody snuck in and was trying to leave a clue about the future of our world all the way back in 2020. Now, I looked at the distance, the number of days between these two edits that revealed Vance, literally Trump's vice president. And the distance between these two dates was 147 days. So remember, Trump was 45 years old when the film came out. An edit came up essentially predicting Trump's second term, 147, the 47th president. So he was the 45th and the 47th president. So the movie literally predicted both presidencies. Unbelievable. Now, I'm not going to give you the boring details about the subplot of this film, but needless to say, it's about financial corruption in politics. There are like junk bonds mentioned and projects to nowhere. The rail, they talk about the LA rail system, which of course never really got built, I guess, or did it? I don't know. But essentially, that's the subplot of this. And also the subplot is that Bill Maher's looking for his money, and it's ridiculous because they're like, dude, there's bigger stuff happening here that you're uncovering, and all you care about is your $15.23. Now watch this.
We are the world economic power. We control your destiny now.
This guy's from Japan. He's like the Japanese prime minister. And Bill Maher's like, I don't care. I just want my $15.23.
You Americans, you still think you run the world, don't you? Well, you don't. We do. Yet you take no interest in our political system.
We take no interest in our political system.
I am Yasuhiro Nakasone, former Prime Minister of Japan.
So, next, Reagan. And a mention of Back to the Future, which of course Trump, the makers of Back to the Future said that Trump Biff was fashioned after Trump.
Morning roll coon. He doesn't want to play an old geezer. He was just a ploy to get back in the movie business.
Well, what's the problem? Spielberg offered him a job.
Cameo on Back to the Future.
So they're talking about Reagan there and a cameo in Back to the Future. I don't even know if did that happen? Did Reagan play a cameo in Back to the Future? I don't know, but that's what the script said. Now, at this point, Bill Maher arrives at another warehouse. There's lots of warehouse scenes. He's searching for what he's owed for the pizza, and he runs into Dan Quayle, a former politician. And listen to what Dan Quayle says, because Dan Quayle sounds a lot like the modern Trump. Listen.
But I'll show them I'm not a dunce. I'm the mastermind. I'm behind it all. The mastermind. Surprised, aren't you? A little odd. This uniform makes you look at me with more respect, doesn't it? But the mastermind. Now I'm General Quayle. I'll rule this country with an iron fist. I'm launching a military takeover of the United States. My face will be posted on every street. I'll parade around at the front lines of tanks.
You can't make this up. Iron Fist, Iron Dome, Golden Dome, military parades, Trump's name all over everything, American takeover. We even have the dunce aspect that we saw in iPet Goat 2 with the dunce cap, and I told you that Trump was the secret third president in iPet Goat 2, but nobody saw it until he became president. We saw Donald on the wall in the graffiti in iPet Goat 2. And then the dunce cap D for Donald. He's the third president in iPet Goat 2. Keep watching, because now you're going to see the Golden Dome.
What do you think now, Elmo?
Now that's
Or the American public cares enough to rise up against a military dictatorship. Defense contractors will sit by while their obscene profits are wiped out. My husband will lead a squadron of B-2 stealth bombers over Washington, D.C.
There's your Golden Dome. Now, this woman is playing Steve Quayle's wife, or Dan Quayle's wife, I'm sorry. And essentially, the big joke here is that she was really the ones pulling the strings behind it all, controlling Quayle. Okay. And so the inference here is that maybe Melania is the one really pulling the strings. Who knows? This is insane. Let's keep watching.
With the full backing of the most powerful Army, Navy, and Air Force in the world. 5 hours of saturation bombing will wipe it off the face of the map. With the federal government demolished, I mean, my husband will form a military junta to take over the country.
all financed by the Japanese in exchange for California.
I mean, it feels like these people have a time machine, but really they're just closely following a script that goes all the way back to decades before any of these events ever take place. Now, we get to the end of the film, and in comes Donald Trump. And this is when you realize that it's really about him. That Quayle was just like, he was the placeholder. Because remember, Quayle said, oh, it ends with me, I'm the one. But no, really, Donald's at the end of the line. He's the one that ordered the pizza. Trump was the pizza trafficker all along. In other words, everything that Quayle said really applied to Trump. And it's all happening right now. Watch.
Just tell me how the pizza fits in. There's no military takeover of the United States, is there?
Pizza doesn't fit in, Elmo. It's just one of those unexplained random coincidences that draws an unsuspecting innocent into a web of power and intrigue.
Just want to know who ordered that pizza.
It was. That's enough, Elmo. It was me.
Do you see how the transference happens here? It wasn't Quayle who was saying he was going to do all those things because he didn't order the pizza. It was Trump.
It was you?
Come with me. Where do you think I've been? I'm Donald Trump.
What the heck? The film then comes full circle, and we realize that the pizza delivery boy that was missing in the beginning, because he called him Donnie in the beginning, and I didn't screen capture that, but in the very beginning of the film, when Mar goes to deliver the pizza, they're like, oh boy, last time someone ordered this pizza for $15.23, it was Donnie, and he disappeared. Well, we end up realizing it is Donald Trump. He was the boy who disappeared. They all thought he got murdered. So when Bill Maher went to go deliver the pizza, he was all skeptical. He's like, oh no, is this going to happen to me? It was Donald Trump. And you're going to hear in his own words next that he set up this whole petty scheme just to stiff Bill Maher for the pizza delivery because he was jealous that Bill Maher was a better pizza delivery boy. Watch.
I know. Honey, I don't get it. I was worried sick when you didn't show up after that last delivery.
I'm a billionaire now. Donald Trump. The Trump Palace.
You're a pizza man, and a pretty good one.
That was back in the early 70s. Trump, Trump, Trump!
Trump, huh?
There was the Chinese connection. Let's keep watching.
Trump.
The Trump Plaza. The Trump Shuttle. The Trump game. The Trump book. Now I'm rich. Powerful. People worship me like a god.
Wow.
No, doesn't ring a bell. Why'd you leave the pizza business anyway?
To become a billionaire. Pay attention, will you, Elmo?
Hey, aren't you going bankrupt or something?
I've had some recent financial problems. Beautiful women throw themselves at my feet.
Okay, Trump, yes. You're Marla Maples' boyfriend, right?
And do you know what my mistake was?
Offhand, I'd guess that you over-leveraged your assets and falsely assumed that real estate values would rise indefinitely. Threw away money on pointless extravagances, ran short of cash, and then...
No. It was you. I should have destroyed you while I had the chance. And that's when it came to me. Pizza Man. To serve hot food to a hungry world. An angel on wheels. Delivering nourishment in a box. To be a lone ranger in an urban jungle. I wanted to be the best pizza man in the world. I bought a Chrysler. I got a job at Vance's, and I was good at it. I was a good pizza man. Yeah, Elmo. I went back to New York, and with the help of my father's millions, and some loose credit, I was able to build a massive financial empire. You would never be jealous of me because you were the best pizza man in the world. But in the back of my mind, I knew I was a failure because you didn't care. So I set this whole thing up, Elmo. I ordered the pizza just to stiff you.
Pettiness. ego, pride, narcissism. The whole thing was set in motion to bring down Bill Maher, the Pizza Man. And about the only conclusion that you can draw from what I just showed you is that Trump was the true hidden hand behind the trafficking. And that maybe Maher is playing the Epstein character, the fall guy that went down for Trump. Casey, you've absolutely lost it. You're insane. Nobody is going to believe you. Anybody could string together coincidences to make it look like a story. Are you ready for this? Epstein shares the same birthday as Bill Maher. I hope you're awake. Epstein is Maher, the Pizza Man. Wow. Now, I'm shocked they still let us stay alive, because that's pretty damaging evidence. Trump's mother's birthday, the pizza delivery, Epstein's birthday, the jealousy, the true trafficker behind the traffickers. Is this why Trump pardoned all those Geminis? Is this why Kodak Black said that Trump was a super gremlin, and that Kodak Black actually saved Trump, and that's why Trump pardoned him? What was going on in Florida? What was going on in New York? How did this go so far back? 1991. How did they know he would be president twice? It's all encoded in the movie. Now, the movie has a weird ending, and I don't know what all this means. But essentially, Trump gets blown up by the exploding sausages. Watch this through the end here.
Oh, Elmo, let's negotiate this. I'm a master negotiator.
Come on, get back! Ollie, in the corner!
No.
Don't get it. All I want is my 1523.
So he throws the sausages and he blows Trump up. And I don't know what all that means. The only thing I can think of is that Trump could be intentionally imploding America. Basically, he's throwing a huge tantrum, and he's intentionally bringing about the end of America because of some grudge. That's the only thing I could think of. You guys, the only way this decode's ever going to get seen is if you share this and mention it. Hey, did you guys see Casey's Pizza Man decode? Yesterday and the day before yesterday's videos are stuck at like 5,000 views. I put a lot of work into this, and I need it to get seen by other people. Otherwise, we're just talking to the same people. You guys are already awake, right? This needs to get to new people in our truth community, new people who think Trump is doing the right thing. Now, somebody mentioned, I just got a message with a very good theory about why Vince and Vance were changed. Vince and Vance. Well, the person said A and I. Vance and Vince. AI. And I think that is actually a really good theory about the Vince-Vance matrix. So, we all know what pizza means. We just saw all the synchronicities, deep Kabbalistic encoding, and it's all happening right now. What a trip. What a trip, you guys. Okay, I'm in the chat just to get your reaction and discuss anything you guys want to talk about. You guys, the other aspect to this is, I'm risking my life to do this. Okay. And I know that sounds hyperbolic, but really it's not. The people with eyes to see are the highest at risk to have something happen to them, to get disappeared, to have some weird story made up about them that's not true. We've all seen it in our truth community. So I think the least that we can do is get the word out. And maybe when I'm gone, maybe then finally people will wake up and I'll be in a better place, right? So, wow. I couldn't believe when I found that they had the same birthday. That blew me away. They're actually only born 3 years apart, I believe. 1953 for Epstein and 1956 for Bill Maher. They probably knew each other. All right, you guys. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about? I think that's pretty much drop the mic, right? I mean, that's it. So, remember when they said Epstein killed himself? Remember, it was the day after the mainstream news came out and showed Trump in the flight logs on the Lolita Express. Remember that? And I said the timing of that is too much of a coincidence. The day after Trump finally gets named in the logs and then Epstein's dead. It was like August 20th, I believe. He basically was cleaning up his mess, tying up the loose ends. Oh, Casey, no, Trump had a change of heart. He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. No, he got rid of a hot potato is what he did. He started to distance himself. People do this all the time. They're like, ooh, I'm not going to hang out with that person anymore because I'm trying to distance myself in case they catch heat. I'm shocked at how blatant they are in the symbolism, how they just come right out. And it's because literally no one else is seeing what we're seeing. That's why they can do it. It's some kind of magic. Literally, you and me and the people that watch these videos are the only ones that get it, that see the patterns, because we've been covering the patterns for so many years. So you guys get it. You know that when you see Bill Maher as a pizza man with the same birthday as Epstein, that means something. You know that when you see in the script that the boy who plays, let's see, where did he go here? The kid has the same birthday as Trump's mother's birthday. You know, that means something. And of course, all the other synchronicities that we just covered. Trump being 45 when the film came out, and then becoming the 45th president 25 years after the film. It's just shocking. It's shocking. So I hope that decode came through loud and clear. I did have to slow the scenes down on that one because the sound quality was so horrible. And so, you're not going to hear it clearly. And I wanted this decode to be super clear. All right. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm going to pop off here. I'll likely see you tomorrow. I love each and every one of you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Much love.